All right, let me adjust something here. There we go. This is Reverend Angelia with today's Bible reading. Today's reading comes from 1 Peter 3, Wives and Husbands. Wives, girlfriends, fiancés. In the same way, be submissive to your husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives. Now, in the submissive, does that mean do everything, even if it's abusive towards you that he says? Not necessarily. What he's saying is that if you act right and you act like a good, godly person, then you're more likely to rub off on him, than if you're fighting him at every turn. When they see the purity, which means you're a good person, you're pure, and reverence, meaning no matter what's going on, you're giving reverence to God, of your lives, meaning, you gotta walk your walk. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as braided hair and the wearing of gold jewelry and fine clothes. And does it mean you can't wear those things? Well, there's some differing opinions on that. There are sects of Christianity that believe, no, you cannot wear those things. You're to wear very simple clothing, no jewelry, no makeup, etc. And then there's those people who feel like if your heart is right, that stuff doesn't matter. It's just adornment that we wear in the, world. It doesn't really influence anything other than to make us feel confident that we are dressed for the day. Even though your confidence should be in God. But, God gives you things. I know most everything I have in the way of jewelry, I have inherited. So, he gives you what he wants you to have. Instead, it should be that of your inner self. The unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit. A gentle and quiet spirit. You're supposed to be the cool, calm, collected one. And sometimes even that isn't good enough. If your partner is not cool, calm, or collected, which is of great worth in God's sight. So God would rather have you being, a good person, worrying about being a good person on the inside, than conforming to what the world wants you to be. For this is the way the holy woman of the past, who put their hope in God, used to make themselves beautiful. And see, that's what they're saying, is worry about being beautiful on the inside, not so much on the outside. And I know I do makeup, but I do a very simple makeup. I don't do all this, caked on base, because I'm allergic. It makes me want to claw my face off. Concealer, no, I don't do that either. I use my powder, in a way like I would use other products that other people use other products. I don't wear mascara because I've never met a mascara I wasn't allergic to, even the hypoallergenic ones. There was even one a while back that was with blueberries, and I liked the color, but again, within a couple minutes of me putting it on, my eyes would start shutting and my eyes would water. So I've never met a mascara I wasn't allergic to. They were submissive to their own husbands. And, in the Bible it talks about a woman, tearing down her home with her own two hands. But being submissive to your husband, really, I feel like what he's saying is to be good to your husband. If you're telling your husband what a piece of crap he is 24/7, then you are tearing your home down with your own two hands. Because you should be building your home up, and that includes building your husband up. So if you're acting like that, and there are little women out there who will talk about their man, how he's not a good person, he's a dumbass, excuse my French there. He's not a loving person, and he's not a decent person and everything. And if there is any truth in that, is that the people around you's business? Because not really, unless they're want to have some type of personal relationship with them, then you're warning them. But be good to your husbands, your man, your fiance, your boyfriend, because if you want to have a relationship with this person, and out of your mouth is coming everything to show them that you don't want to have a relationship with them, guess what's going to happen? Just saying. Sarah, who obeyed Abraham and called him her master, and now that was back in the day. Now God is our master. Jesus, is our Lord. We certainly don't want to encourage calling a man your master. We don't want to, have a situation like the Handmaid's Tale happening here in the world. You are her daughters if you do what is right and do not give way to fear. See? Again, if you don't give way to fear that your man, is not going to be good to you, then trust in him and build him up. And that's going to do a lot more for your relationship than ever tearing him down is ever going to do. Husbands, boyfriends, fiancés. In the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives. Be considerate. You're in their domain. I mean, most women consider the home their domain. The men consider the yard their domain, and out at work or whatever. Women work too, so their work. But most women consider the home their domain, and they work hard, to make a nice little nest for you and your family. So be considerate. Don't be throwing your dirty laundry and shoes everywhere and dirty tools, on top of their nice, clean, art supplies and laundry. I mean, be considerate. I mean, she wants to know what she's doing matters, not that you don't give a crap about it. Because if she sees you don't give a crap about it, that's going to upset her. And treat them with respect as the weaker partner. Now, that's a fact, unless your woman is a bodybuilder and she is stronger than you. 9 times out of 10, women are smaller, women are more petite. We don't have as big of bones and muscles, as the men do. That's why I joke this, the old song, "It's so nice to have a man around the house to open tough lids and reach high things." And that's a joke, but it is true. And as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life. Because once you yoke yourselves together with somebody, Jesus said that's how it was meant to be. That Moses let you have divorce because people were hard-hearted. But Jesus says meant to be one woman, one man together for life. So when you yoke yourself together with someone, that's when your life together is supposed to begin. In the Bible it says, for this reason a man shall leave his parents and cleave unto his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. And that means you will have children who are a piece of him, a piece of you. And, as long as you can make that house work, then you should make that house work. Now, I've heard some preachers talk about, in abusive homes, where they say, just pray for your partner. No, I'm going to disagree with that 100%. If you're being abused, if your children are being abused, the long-term damage of that, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, is going to be worse if you stay in that and for your children for the rest of their lives than if you remove yourselves or the abuser, which is usually the case. The police say, and no, the abuser has to go. Make your home safe again. It's sad, it's unfortunate, but sometimes situations arise that you can't control, no matter how much you try, and you need to keep your children safe. And nothing will hinder your prayers. So, if you and your husband are together on the same page, being good to each other, raising your children to be good people, that they need to have some common sense, that they need to be loving people, and decent people, and give to others and help others, then it says, that nothing will hinder your prayers, that God's going to be listening if you're trying to do the right thing in your family. So, men and women, think about that when you're coupling up, and make good decisions. Now, sometimes stuff happens, sometimes stuff happens. Like I have had happen, and I know other people who have had this happen, where, a partner develops, a mental illness or disability or physical injury or something later on in life, and then they change into a different person, and they're not the person that you married. And, sometimes you can get to know that person, but other times the new exhibition, you know, is someone you can't get along with, and they become abusive, and you have to get out of that situation. And that's sad, because clearly you loved that person, and, if they turn to the person that is different, and like my situation was with bipolar, and, I say, I love Dr. Jekyll, but I hate Mr. Hyde, and it's hard, on a relationship, and it takes work. It takes work, and so many people are not willing to go to couples counseling, and do the work. But, you can do it, and you can come through it, and, as long as both people are willing, then God is going to hear your prayers. You'll be heirs together in life. That's all for now. Until next time.